Hi everyone. Um, this is my vintage Graflex in a New Hope configuration. I've previously done a video going through the vintage flash itself when I bought it before I'd done the conversion. So let's just go ahead and take a look at all the parts and modifications that I did to make it into a New Hope style lightsaber hilt. So starting from the top, so obviously this is a vintage Graflex Folmer with the Folmer New York stamping without the patent. So this is the oldest of the three styles of vintage Graflexes, and it's the one that most people believe was used for A New Hope. As a result, it's obviously got a little bit of rusting here and there, which I don't mind at all. As I've previously said, I think it adds character to it and makes it look more kind of in-world and used. Starting from the top, as I said, so we've got the rivet with the bump, the single bump, bunny ears, which is typical of Folmers. Really nice bit of patina there on the contact, as well as on the smooth pins. The glass eye is the Folmer type, which has the sharp bezel. Yeah, all of these parts on the top are completely vintage, the red button, etc. The only part I took out was the sidebar of the clamp here. So that one on that side is the vintage. This side is a replica. I've taken it off and kept it stored somewhere. And the reason is I wanted this RAF stamping that's on the A New Hope prop. And Wanawonga does that stamping. So you could either send him your sidebar, whether it's vintage or replica, and he'll do the stamping for you, or he sells them pre-stamped. So that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to add anything permanent to my vintage parts, so I just swapped it out for a replica, which looks quite good. Yeah, the washer, the square washer that goes underneath here. I'll show you on another one what I mean. So normally under the lever, there's a different saber. Obviously, there's a little square washer here, right underneath the lever. So that's not present in A New Hope, so I took that off. Again, I stored it safely somewhere. And the lever is elevated like that in A New Hope. That's accurate. Unfortunately, my bubble strip is not a vintage piece. But it's a very, very good replica, one of the best on the market, in my opinion. A lot of people agree. This is from a store on Etsy and eBay. It's called Costume Props or Props Plus, I believe. They're they're a little bit cloudy, but in terms of the shape, the size of the bubble, and how it sits between the clamp shoulders there, it's very, very true to a vintage Exactra bubble strip. So you can see that it sits right between the those two like shoulders of the clamp, and that's how it's meant to look on A New Hope. Nothing much else to say about this top part. Now, the lower tube, obviously again, is a vintage. I did not want to make any, I didn't want to drill any holes in it or anything like that. So everything here that you see is stuck to it either by double-sided tape or a little bit of glue. So very easy to remove if I wanted to. We'll start with the grips. These are from Wanawonga. Now these I sent over to my friend Martin, who did a great job in cutting them to the accurate length based on the reference material that we have, the blueprints, because they don't all match. Some of them are approximately 90 millimeters in length, some are 91, some are I think 92. So there's very slight differences. You can see here that one is a little bit shorter, doesn't touch the clamp, but that one does. So there's slight differences in their length. The other thing I asked Martin to do was that the ends of these, they shouldn't all be uniform. Most people would do like a straight 30-degree angle, and that's fine. But if you look at the pictures of the prop, you'll notice because they were cut by hand, they're uneven. So some of them are like a sharp angle with a little bit of a step, like these two here. Some of them are a little bit more rounded, and some are really not sharp at all. It's almost straight down, depending on the grip location. And these are a credit to Iron Destiny Props, who has done all this research and has taken pictures of each individual grip and how it should look. So I sent all that information over to Martin, and he was able to cut them to the right shape. He also did a little bit of nice weathering there. Don't know if you can see it, just some scratches and a little bit of Tamiya powder, just to give them a more vintage look. These handle rivets are sold by Wanawanga. Again, I did not want to drill holes and pop them in, so what we did is we cut them down, right down with a Dremel, and just glued them on basically. And you paint the pit of them black just to look like they've been popped. So they're very easy to remove should I need to. And finally on the bottom here we've got the D-ring clip. Again, this is from Wanawanga. This is the 2021 one with the kind of the wonky shape. And it comes with a pair of rivets. Again, these were cut down, they're not popped in. They're cut down, they're glued, and they're painted. And then the whole assembly there, I just stuck to the bottom of the hilt with double-sided tape. So it's secure enough, but it's easy to remove. If I wanted to, all I have to do is pull on it and remove it. It's just adhesive. I won't be hanging this on my belt or taking this for cosplay or anything like that. It's just gonna stay on a display stand, so I don't really mind too much about that. But yeah, that's it. Basically, this is how I modified my vintage Graflex to look like the prop used in Star Wars A New Hope. I hope you've enjoyed the video. This is definitely my prized collection, and I will see you in the next one.